Is going to be a big week in Washington. The Senate is expected to vote on President Obama's $447 billion jobs bill. 60 votes will be needed to overcome Republican efforts to block the measure. CNN's Athena Jones has a look at the highlights.
The bill would cut payroll taxes, extend unemployment benefits, give tax credits for raising wages or hiring out-of-work veterans or the long-term unemployed, and provide money to keep public workers on the job and invest in rebuilding schools and roads. It would be paid for with a 5.6% tax on income over $1 million, starting in 2013.
Unemployment remains stuck at 9.1%. Another reason Democrats argue that a jobs bill is badly needed. We have been telling you about the Occupy Wall Street phenomenon going on in New York and other cities around the country. CNN contributor and political anchor for New York One, Errol Louis, is in Zuccotti Park in Lower Manhattan tonight. Errol, thank you. You're right, I should say, in your own backyard, almost. So, Errol, it's good to see you. What are protesters telling you? Are they still in this for the long haul? Because I know you've been reporting on it on your show.
Yeah, they're here for the long run. This is day 23. What they've said, and there's one sign back here to that effect, it says that the medium is the message, that the fact that they haven't organized. See you later, pal. The fact that they haven't presented a list of demands, the fact that they haven't been organized in a traditional sense, the fact that they haven't put a group of leaders forward as their leaders is part of the message, and that indeed is what they've done. They've sort of decided just to hang here and to be here, and to let people come by and find out from them what it is they're talking about. And we and a lot of other news organizations have done just that.
You said you had a couple of bloggers on who came, some people who were arrested. You've had close contact with the folks there. What are, besides not people saying they don't have a coherent message, what is the feel you get, especially as a New Yorker, about this group, which has sparked other groups? Do they realize what's happening across the country, or are they in a vacuum because they're out there in the parks every day?
Oh, no. They're probably more better wired up than most offices in this country. They've got a whole internet setup back there. And in fact, I came and they were projecting it up on the screen as they were having a large sort of group discussion. One of those discussions was about a group from California that's going to be coming here to talk with them and sort of watch and learn from them about some of their demonstration tactics. But no, they're very, very aware that they have inspired different groups around the country in Washington, D.C. and in a number of cities around the country to do sort of the same thing. They're getting support. They're getting packages on a daily basis from all across the country. People are sending them money. I talked with the folks at the financial institution where they've opened up an account. I mean, they're digging in for the long haul.
What I'm wondering is, we've been talking about the president's job bills coming up next week. If people in Washington, if lawmakers may be paying attention to this, and do you think it'll have any effect on that passage or non-passage of that bill?
What's going on down here?
Yeah.
I suspect that there'll be very little, frankly. I mean, look, one of the things that's going on, Don, is that there's a profound distrust in the existing institutions, whether it's the media, as you just saw, or the courts, or the Congress, or the White House, and certainly Wall Street. So if those avenues were always open for these folks to sort of do the traditional thing, write a letter to your congressman, hope for passage of a particular bill. By and large, the mood here and the signs that are back here and the conversations that are going on, it goes far, far beyond that. That they want to talk about the core reasons that people do things, not passage of a particular bill.
The reason I asked you that is because I spoke with someone from the Wall Street Journal earlier who writes about these matters and writes about the economy. And he says he believes that the people on Wall Street are starting to pay attention now. But the change is going to have to come from Washington. So I'm wondering if that has trickled down into Washington. That's why I asked you that question.
Oh, well, that's interesting. I mean, look, I've seen signs of every description back here. Some say impeach Obama. Some say, waterboard Wall Street. So I think there's sort of a sense of a plague on both of their houses, and we, the people, is what they're saying, need some action. They're not really getting into the ins and outs of who's supposed to act first, what particular action they're supposed to take. What they're saying is, as, if you will, consumers of the end product, they don't like what they've gotten, they don't like what they're seeing, they don't have a lot of trust that it's going to be done properly, and they want an entirely new way of approaching this so that, in the end, that there will be jobs. It goes way beyond passage of a particular bill.
All right. Thank you. Errol Louis in the field, on the scene. We like that. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Don.